All right. Thought question one is gonna be about the teenager sex, the one that I did my interview on. Now I get to answer what I think, which is awesome. What are your thoughts about teenagers having sex? All right. I personally am okay with teenagers having sex, but I feel like the range 13 to 15, 16 is a bit early. So I think anything after that, 16 to 19, is totally fine as long as they're safe with it and aware of the consequences, aware that there is a risk of pregnancy and diseases and all that, and aware of the solutions. How do you define sex? I personally define sex as when the genitals of male and a female, or male and male, or female, whatever you want, whatever the case may be, is exposed to the other person. So, like, one person touches another's person genitals. Is oral sex sex? Yes, and this is gonna put more proof on what I define as sex. Oral sex is sex because if you're in a relationship, for example, it's a bad example, but if you're, for example, in a relationship and your girlfriend have, it's not okay for your girlfriend or your for boyfriend have give oral pleasure with someone else. Still consider sex. It's like what I define. It's still considered sex because I define it as a genital of a person touching another person genital. What does virgin mean to me? Honestly, always growing up, or like in the, I guess, in American culture, because I never got to know what virginity means in American culture because I moved here so early in my life. But like, as growing up in American culture, virginity always meant when you have sex with a girl, penis goes to vagina. That's what it always meant, and like, it's almost a universal thing. Virginity, like you say virginity, everyone gonna think you having sex with an opposite sex. That's what people think. But yeah, that's what it means to me. At what age is best to wait until engaging in any sexual activity, and why? Already answered that. 16, 17 plus, as long as you're aware of the consequences. Does my answer depend on the gender? No, it does not. Just do whatever you want. Does it depend on? Yes, I think it does depend on the culture because it depends how you've been growing up in the culture. For, I guess, for some cultures it would be more acceptable to have sex at a younger age, and for some culture could be acceptable to wait until marriage. All depends on the culture. What are your thoughts on sex education? I personally never had any sex educations until like just now. Just I'm 19 and I'm taking the human sexuality class with Dr. Rizzo. I never had any sexual education. All really the real sexual education that I had was until Dr. Rizzo. I wish I had sex education. I would have for sure gave more pleasure to the girls I had sex with, knowing all the parts to their genital. When should sex education be implanted? I feel like sex education should be implanted 8th grade and then throughout high school because that's when people become sexually very active. What should or should not be included in sex education? I feel like mostly everything should be everything that a person should know. So like, from the diseases to the risks to benefits, everything should be included without being biased. So everything as far we know should be included in there. Mm. What are your thoughts of teen sexting? Um, I mean, honestly, teens do whatever they want to do. Sexting. Sexting, if it means just saying appropriate things, I don't care about it. But if it means sending nudes, you have to be careful. But I don't think sending nudes is the smartest idea at this age, or any age, matter of fact, because you can get exposed, like the rage porn thing that we watch, or porn rage, whatever that thing was called. What might be the consequences? Getting exposed. Who's to blame? Both parties to blame. Can it be stopped? Everything can be stopped, honestly. What do you consider porn? When a sex is taped and put on online. What porn is over the line? Hmm. What porn is over the line? I don't think any porn is over the line. Honestly, everyone has their own thing. Everyone has their own thing. So, what I don't like, someone else finds very attractive, I guess. So I can't really put a line on what people like. So I just it won't be fair because they could put a line on what I like. Discuss the effect porn on teenagers. Both boys and girls watching the effect on both genders, even if they do not watch it. I feel like obviously more boys watch porn than girls. I feel like the effect that it does on boys, or at least it did on me, made me wanna like, because they do some weird ass positions. Be real with you, make me wanna try it. If you have a child one day, what will your stance be on your child watching porn? Honestly, most likely I will not ever know if my child has watched porn unless I caught him red-handed. I also cannot really answer this question because by the time I have a child, let's say 10 years from now, like at least that's what I'm planning, we don't know what's going to be out there. There could be virtual reality porn. Like, how far we're getting in virtual reality is crazy. And honestly, I don't know what's going to happen with technology, so I cannot say, but I'll be okay with my kid watching porn, honestly. If you don't want them to look at porn, how do you plan on stopping? It's, they can, I'm not going to stop them. Would you rather have your child watch violence porn? Honestly, whatever they like, they can watch as long as they're not making a mess. They can watch whatever they want. Right? All right. On to the next one. All right. Second thought question: how do you define age? We've been taught to define age by the time we go around the sun, which is 365. We count as one. So I've gone around the sun 19 times and I feel dizzy. Just kidding. That's not how you define age. I feel like the chronological age is not the best way to define one's age. I think a mental age is the best way to define someone's age. For example, my mother, her chronological age is like 42. She just lacks like a 20-year-old. She thinks she's young. But she has a high mental age, but she doesn't act like it. No, I don't know. But I do not define age by the times we've been around the sun. I don't. I think that's just stupid. And how do we even know that we're going around the sun? I mean, NASA can say all this stuff, but like I don't personally know. They could just make up stuff. All right, let's just move on to the next question. When does one become adult? That's an interesting question. In my opinion, being considered an adult as time goes by, it's becoming harder and harder. I feel like becoming an adult means you're emotionally stable. That's the first two: emotionally stable, mentally stable, and financially stable. If you can be mentally, emotionally stable, then you can be financially stable. And then you can become an adult. And right now, becoming there's so much stress for people. There's so much things to worry about. So and find it's so much harder to make money. So it's harder to become a real adult. I don't consider myself adult. I don't think I'm gonna be an adult anytime soon. Honestly, I'm personally pretty childish. What does it mean to be an adult? It means you can take care of your own shit without having to call your parents. Hey, can you come help me out? It's like when you get to the point where you can take care of yourself with minimal amount of help. So you're healthy emotionally, financially, mentally. You're happy. You have your own place. You can do whatever you want. You have freedom of you. What is old? What is old? I consider my grandmother old. She's not that old chronologically. She's only like 65, so like I guess she's not that old, but I consider her old. Why? Because she's dependent, very very dependent on my father, and she doesn't want to admit it, but she is. So I define that as old. When you're dependent, it's almost like you being an adult. It's getting taken away. So like history almost repeats itself. So whenever you're dependent, you're either not an adult or you've been an adult and you're old. When does one become old? One becomes old when they have to depend on something, when they not completely independent. When should be able to vote, drive, drink, get married, and why? I feel like this is a great question. I wish military would have been there because I wish military, like the age of military and smoking would be there. But I'm gonna answer it and I'm gonna put that in there. I'm gonna add that in the question. I feel like, all right, let's get the marriage over with. Marriage 18. Marriage. I mean marriage. The frontal lobe gets fully developed after 21ish. I feel like that's what you said, Professor. So I feel like you can get married a little bit before that with a little logic too. Like 20, 21, you can get married. There should be there should be no number on when you should get married. Just don't get married when you're freaking in high school. I don't think that's correct. Not now. Unless it's a, unless it's a arranged marriage, which is cultural, which is much different. I cannot discuss it because I don't know about it. But like marriage, you find in love, you found love, you're with the person for a little while or more than a little while. You think everything works out, get married. I mean, at the end of the day, you can get divorced anyway. So I don't think that's a big deal. To me, at least, it's not a big deal. When should be able to vote? Um, okay, why should be able to vote when we cannot? When according to psychology, we cannot be logically making logical decisions at age of 18. So why should we be able to vote at 18, or why should we join military at 18 when we cannot logically make decisions? We should vote and go to military when we can logically freaking make decisions. So whether that's 25 when our frontal lobe fully develops, whether it's 24, I think that's when we should vote or join military or drink. That's when our frontal lobe is fully developed and we can make fully logical decisions. That's when we should make these big steps. So voting. And I also feel like there should be an age when you cannot vote anymore. Like there should be an age where you can vote until an age and it stops. That's what I think. So like I would say you should be able to vote from like 25 to your 50, 55ish, because at least for now, because I feel like people, like, let's just say this is a controversial topic, but like people now, all the people that voted for Trump, most of them are older people and with old way of thinking. So all these old people are voting for Trump, and all these people that their frontal lobe has not developed are voting for Trump, and look how shitty our country is becoming. So that's why I think there should be 25 to 50, 55ish. That's when we should vote. Drink 25 till you die. Whatever, take the pain away. And drive comes with experience. So I'm definitely okay with getting your permit at 15 and being able to drive by the age of 16. Get experience. You'll be a good driver, by the way, by the time you're probably in 20ish. I don't know. Some people will never be good drivers anyways. How I feel about getting old? Honestly, when I think about getting old, I feel like about dying. I feel like I'll die soon I feel like I'll die when I get old. And that's I have an anxiety of dying, so I really don't feel very good about getting old and dying. That's my phobia, I guess. I don't know. What if anything scares you about getting old? Yep, getting old scares me because I don't want to die, and I mean, I don't mind dying, but the fact that I don't know what's gonna happen when I die scares me. So it scares me to become old. I wish I could just stay like this forever, I guess. But then that wouldn't be fun to be like this forever. Controversial. Third thought question. Feel like this is gonna be a long one. It's about relationships. How important are romantic relationships in life, and why? Okay. So do I think romantic relationships are important in life? No. I think, in my opinion, one can do just fine on their own without being in any sort of relationships. As long as you keep your relationship with, I think you have a good relationship with your friends, with your family. You don't have to be in romantic relationships because, let's say, as long as you have friends, girlfriends, doesn't have to be in a relationship. You'll have your sex, you have your love from your parents, you have your company from your regular friends that are not your sex buddies. So you have everything in there. But a romantic relationship give you all three in one. But it's not important in my opinion because you don't have to be in one. Do we need to be with someone? No, we don't need to be with someone. Should we be with someone though? Yes. In my opinion, we should be with someone. Two is better than one. But do we need to be with someone? No. Because we can just do everything on our own just as good, if not better sometimes. What is important in a relationship to be happy and healthy? To be happy and healthy, it's important to know balance. You have to know balance between the person you're in a relationship with and your friends. If you don't have the balance, it's not going to be a healthy relationship. And if the relationship is not healthy, it should end right there. There should be no trying to keep an unhealthy relationship. What are the most difficult things to deal with in a relationship? And what can cause the most problems? Keeping a healthy relationship is hard, I feel like, at least for what I've seen around me from my friends. And my parents have an amazing relationship. They've been together for 20 years now. Things been great, no divorce. But from my friends' perspective, I see a lot of my friends, they're not in a relationship, they're not in a healthy relationship, they're in a toxic relationship. They hurt themselves more than being happy because one party gets jealous when they hang out with their friends instead of spending time with them. So it's not healthy because there is no balance and jealousy. And they can't really figure things out. Is marriage important to you and why? No, I think whoever came up with getting married was a psycho. I mean, like, okay, I love you so much. Let's get government involved. Why? If you love someone, just be with them and enjoy your company. You don't have to put a ring on it. Why get married? You don't need to get married. It's just another word we've created in our dictionary. Married. When someone has a ring in this finger. You can be you can be with a girl for a long, long time and not be married and be together. It's just a status. It's just a status. You don't have to be married to be with someone. Why do you think most relationships fail? Most relationships fail because of lack of trust and jealousy. Are they meant to fail and why? Yes, nothing's meant to be perfect, so a relationship's failing is nothing surprising. Everything fails. There is nothing that will be successful till the end almost. Like, even married couple have problems. There is a little fail in their relationship, but they get through it. What do you think men want in relationships. Some men might hate me for this, but I think what we want is to. It's not what I want. I'm a very emotional person. What I what I personally want, it's different than what I think most men want in a relationship. At least talking within my age range to like 25ish. I think most men just want to have a really hot girlfriend to be in a relationship with and show them off. But I would, I personally, in a relationship, I would want someone that I can share my time with emotionally and physically, and I want to do everything with them. I want to experience everything. Let's move on to the next question. If only if most men were like me. What do women want in a relationship? I feel like most women that get in a relationship almost want to get married with the dude. Like, why? The woman gets more attached. The women get more attached than the guys do. Women wants to be taken care of. I think that's what they want in a relationship. Someone to take care of them. But a feminist would hate me for saying that. But that's still what I think. Why do people cheat? Okay, let's talk about this one. Recently, I had my best friend broke up with his girlfriend because his girlfriend found out that he had cheated on her. So, why did he cheat? And specifically, I've been looking I've been looking into it. His parents were divorced. My best friend's parents were divorced, and the reason they were divorced because the father had cheated on the mother. So that's why I ask you, Professor, if cheating is a learning behavior. And I asked Dr. Rizzo as well. Yes, cheating is a learning behavior. So one of the reasons could be because your dad or your mom cheated, so now you think cheating is okay. That was the case with my friend at least. But and like at this age, people just want to get their body count up. That could be why they cheat. Or maybe it's just not working out and they don't want to tell their significant other or that it's not working out. They don't want to end it, so they cheat. Can relationships survive if it occurs and why? Depends. Okay, can relationships survive? Yes, it can. But should it survive? At this at this age, it should not survive. If someone cheats on at this age, all the dudes think about is to get their penis sucked. So at this age, no, it should not. But it can. But it should not. But an older age, yes. At an older age, when you've been together for a long, long time and you have kids, at that higher age, it's more like a mistake that had happened because, as we know it, according to the love of triangle love, whatever that is, the intimacy, passion, and commitment, the passion declines as intimacy and commitment goes up. So you just want to have sex with other people, and if the person understands why they had sex with another person, it can be totally survived. But if it's a reasonable reason, yes. Mm, what are the different reasons men cheat versus women? Is there a different reason? Okay, I mean, we can say men cheat on women because as they age, what I've learned is men are more attracted to younger women. So we could say they cheat because they want younger, because they think younger is healthier and better. Women, most likely, they're not getting the attention. Maybe they want to seek attention. That's why I think women attention, men for something younger. Okay, the last one. I personally was gonna do the one with a woman getting pregnant at the age of 45, but after you made us watch the Elliot Rodger video, I got really interested in that case. So I'm gonna do the last thought question about the Elliot Roger Elliot Roger case. Could this rampage have been prevented? Yes, in my opinion, everything can be stopped. How? Simply if he had sex, clearly. But how if someone cared enough for him to be friends with him, if he had a friend, if he had a good friend, I feel like he would have been stopped. If you could talk to Elliot before the rampage occurred, what would you tell him? Alright, let's I'm sorry about these. Um let's get this clear. If I talked to Elliot before the rampage, like right before the rampage occurred, he would probably have killed me, or I wouldn't have made any effect on what he would have done, because he was to a point where his mind was set. So, like, if I were to make a difference, it has to be way before his mind was, I'm going to kill people. I think that's where I can make a difference. But like, what would I had told him? Girls aren't everything. Girls aren't everything. I would tell him sex is overrated. And I would have offered him solution like, what are you obsessed with? Are you obsessed with girls wanting you, or are you obsessed with having sex, or are you upset that you're a virgin? Because if you're a virgin or you're obsessed with having sex, there's always alternates. Prostitution, it's illegal, but so many fucking shit are illegal and we still do it. So who cares? Prostitution could have been always an answer. Or I mean, if I know he had this problem and I knew this guy, I would have paid a prostitute to act as if she was interested in him and not had gotten paid. I feel like that would have been a great solution. But in no means I think anyone should be this obsessed with having sex, or with obsession with girls want someone who want girls want them, obsessed so much about it, think about taking people's life away and his life away for it. I don't think anyone should have this much obsession of anything, which makes me believe he had some sort of mental illness. Thinking about it too much caused him mental illness. Oh, that's cool. What I tell him, it's not worth it, man. Don't do it. But that wouldn't be enough. Do you think Elliot had some of autism, and what? I don't think he had autism. I think he had mental problems, but not autism. I feel he has like some sort of obsession. I mean, I'm not no psychologist, but he had some mental issues with being obsessed with the idea of girls wanting him, and with the idea that he's alpha man and he's so much better than everyone else. He had a mental blockage, has a mental issue, but that was not autism. I don't think this kid was autistic. What are the things that brought Elliot to do what he did? Okay, it all is like, I feel like everything every day it like bunched up to where he couldn't have bunched anything more. So he just had to do what he did in his head to get rid of it. So what caused him, like he said, all these girls being with all the dumbass fuck boys. Like I feel that like there are some, but girls are stupid. Like I said, there are some girls that are stupid. And that's the ones that he was clearly interested in. He was interested in the stupid girls that wanted to be with the fuck boys. I mean, maybe if he was interested in the right girl and he actually approached her, maybe it would have been a different story. But he like, it's the fact that I think he saw all these dudes that he didn't think of worthy enough to be with the girl, and he saw the girl so much higher and the dude so much taller, and was like, then I'm here with nothing. I think that's what led him to do what he did. What could the parents have done different? Nothing. The parents could have done nothing differently. They didn't know their son had a problem. How serious of a problem is teen bullying? That's a big problem. Teens are stupid. Frontal lobe isn't frontal lobe doesn't get developed by the age of 25. I feel like I said this so many times. In one of my thought questions, I said 21, but it's 25. I confirm it's 25. We're all stupid until we're 25. We cannot logically make decisions. Yeah, teen bullying is a major problem. Teen bullying, and even before we're teens, we get bullied. It makes us be insecure and do stupid stuff. And some people who get bullied take it to the next step as killing. Do we do enough about treating teen mental illness? No. I feel like most parents, or at least my parents, don't take mental illness as a real thing. And I feel like that's with most people. Most people think mental illness is just, yeah, it's nothing wrong with you. You'll be okay. Stop thinking about it. No, it's not that. Fucking idiot. It's not. It's not. It's just. See, I've had. I have severe anxiety and panic disorder and depression. So I know what mental illness is, and it doesn't go away by itself. All right, it has to be treated, and we do not treat it anywhere near where it should be, and that's why I want to be a psychiatrist or a clinical psychologist. I don't know, but that's because I see that we do not treat it how it should be treated, and people don't know enough about it. People should know so much more about mental illnesses. How mental illness is almost more of an issue than like when you get sick. I don't know. Like if you're not right here, you're not gonna be right out there. What more can we do? Make it known. Make sure people get educated about what mental illnesses can actually lead to. I mean, suicide is cause people die of suicide. It's pretty. The rate of suicide is pretty high up there. I mean, I want to search it, but like I'm pretty sure that number one cause of death could be suicide. I think I'm not sure. Do you feel sorry for Elliot and why? Do I feel sorry for him? I do feel sorry for him, but then it was his fault. It was his fault of being an outsider and not having any friends. If he had friends, that would have never happened. I would have never had to feel sorry for him. So he could have fixed everything. I guess he was the problem to his own problem. His mental illness was the problem to everything. That's it. Thank you.